My friend, let's get real for a moment. Life hasn't been easy, has it? You've been through the fire, sleepless nights worrying about bills, heartbreak that left scars, moments where you've cried out to God, why me? How do I keep going? Maybe you're standing in the middle of a storm right now, feeling the weight of the world pressing down, wondering if you've got what it takes to rise again. But hear me loud and clear. God's got you. He's got a divine plan, a sacred blueprint to lift you up, to make you shine brighter than the stars, to make you defy the years that try to dim your light. Psalm chapter 139 verse 16 proclaims, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." Before you took your first breath, God knew every step of your journey, every tear, every triumph. And He's calling you right now to step into His purpose, to rise above the chaos, to glow with a radiance that stops time in its tracks. What's your name, my friend? What's holding you back today? What's God stirring in your heart? I'm here to tell you there's something about you that the world can't figure out. You walk into a room and heads turn. People pause, do a double take, whisper to each other, how do they look so young? What's their secret? Some swear it's genetics, others point to your skincare routine. But I'm here, in the name of God Almighty, to reveal the truth. The real reasons run deeper than skin. They're rooted in the soul and the spirit God placed within you. A spirit that refuses to grow old. An energy so powerful it makes time hesitate before it dares leave a mark. Some folks age with every trial, every setback, but you rise, you endure, you glow with the light of God's grace, unshaken and unstoppable. Listen closely now, because I'm about to share with you, through the lens of faith, the 7 hidden reasons why you look younger than your age, why you radiate a vitality that defies the calendar. If you see these in yourself, know this: you are blessed by the hand of God Himself, called to shine His light in a world that needs it. There's a divine power, a sacred strength in a heart that knows how to let go. Most people walk through life dragging the weight of their past like iron chains forged in pain, wrapped tight around their soul, pulling them down with every step. They cling to anger, to hurt, to moments that cut them so deep they bleed inside for years. Over time, that burden shows. It carves deep lines into their face, dims the spark in their eyes, drains the life from their body until they're moving through the world like shadows of who they were meant to be. But you, my friend, you're different. God's given you a heart that's learned to release, to surrender what doesn't serve His purpose for you. Whether you did it consciously or through His quiet guidance, you've made a choice to let go of the pain, to unshackle yourself from the past. That choice, that divine freedom, is why you shine with a vibrancy that defies age. You don't wear your burdens on your skin because you've laid them at God's feet. And that makes you glow with a light no cream, no potion, no earthly thing could ever match. Matthew chapter 6 verse 14 affirms, "For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you." God Himself calls you to forgive, to set your soul free, to walk in His peace. Forgiveness isn't about letting others off the hook. It's about God liberating you, about breaking the chains that bind your heart. When you hold on to resentment, it's like drinking poison expecting someone else to suffer. Your mind replays the pain. Your heart relives the betrayal. Your soul re-experiences the heartache, and every time you do, it digs deeper, etching itself into your spirit, stirring up stress, anxiety, tension that eats away at you. That tension ages people, it stiffens their body, darkens their spirit, steals the joy God meant for them. But when you forgive, not because they deserve it, but because God says you deserve peace, you break that cycle. You choose His lightness over heaviness, and that choice reflects in every part of you. Your face softens, your smile radiates His love, your presence warms a room like a sunrise. People feel it, even if they can't name it. They see the youthfulness in your energy, in the way you move with purpose, in the way you live for God's glory. Some folks spend their whole lives waiting for an apology that may never come, clutching the past like it's their duty, thinking resentment gives them strength. But it doesn't empty, it's a thief, draining their joy, locking them in a prison of their own making. That anger doesn't hurt the one who wronged them, it only hurts them, weighs them down like a stone tied to their soul. Meanwhile, you who've chosen to release that burden through God's grace, move forward lighter, freer, unshackled by the past. That's why some look worn down by life, their faces heavy with the scars of old wounds, while you seem untouched by time, radiant with his peace. Peace, God's peace, is a preservative. It restores, it heals, it keeps you whole. Bitterness, on the other hand, is poison. It corrodes, it destroys, it ages you from the inside out. Think about the happiest people you've met, the ones who seem to carry a piece of heaven in their hearts. They aren't the ones with easy lives, no, they're the ones who refuse to let a hard life harden them. They've faced pain, betrayal, disappointment, moments that could have broken them. But instead of letting it define them, they've let God refine them. They've stayed youthful not just in appearance, but in spirit, because they've chosen to walk in his forgiveness. You see it in their eyes, bright with hope, in their laughter, ringing with joy, in their energy, alive with purpose. They don't carry yesterday's weight into today. They don't let old wounds fester into permanent scars. They wake up each day with a heart renewed by God, ready to embrace life without bitterness, holding them back, ready to shine his light. Let's be real, letting go isn't easy. It takes strength, divine strength, to release pain when every fiber of you wants to hold on, to demand justice, to relive the wrong. But when you refuse to let go, you give your past power over your future, over your emotions, your health, your peace. It shows stress and negativity age a person faster than time itself, carving lines of worry, stealing vitality. But you've chosen differently, my friend. Through God's guidance, you've chosen to keep your heart light, to not let the past steal your present. That's why you walk with a youthful spirit. Why time seems to bow to you rather than break you. You're not just surviving, you're thriving in his grace. Science backs this up. Studies show those who forgive, who release negative emotions, have lower blood pressure, stronger hearts, a slower aging process. Why? Stress releases chemicals that wear down the body. Resentment keeps you tense, tightens your muscles, ruins your sleep, clouds your mind, speeds up aging like a runaway train. But when you let go, when you surrender it all to God, you breathe easier, sleep deeper. Your body relaxes into his peace. When your body's at peace, it thrives, it regenerates, it heals, it glows with the radiance of his love. Think about those in your life who seem burdened, heavy with unseen chains. They may be young in years, but their energy feels old, their eyes tired, their words bitter, their posture slumped under invisible weights. Now think of someone who radiates joy, peace, God's light. They may be older, but they feel ageless, alive with his spirit. That's not just physical, it's spiritual, emotional, divine. It's the difference between carrying the past and letting God release it, letting him carry what you were never meant to bear. This doesn't mean you forget what happened or open the door to more hurt. No, it means you choose yourself through God's strength over your pain. You decide you're worth more than resentment, worth more than reliving old wounds. You make peace with the past, not because it was right, but because God says you deserve to move forward, free, whole, alive. In doing so, you step into a version of yourself that's lighter, freer, younger, a version God created you to be. You carry an energy that turns heads, makes people wonder what's their secret. The secret isn't in a bottle or routine, it's in the freedom of your heart, a gift from God himself. So, if you've ever wondered why people say you don't look your age, why strangers assume you're younger, know this: it's not just genetics, it's the spirit God's given you, the peace you walk with, the joy that resentment hasn't stolen. That lightness, that divine radiance is your greatest beauty, a reflection of his love. It's why you stand out, why time moves slower for you. As long as you keep choosing peace over pain, forgiveness over bitterness, light over darkness, will glow with a radiance that defies time itself. What's your name, my friend? What burden is God calling you to lay at his feet today? Take that step, he's waiting to set you free. There's something different about you, something God planted, something unstoppable that burns like a holy flame. People feel it when you walk into a room, not just how you look, but how you carry yourself, like a warrior of faith, a child of God on a mission. You've got a fire inside, a divine spark that refuses to be dimmed, no matter what life throws at you. That fire fueled by God's purpose keeps you looking younger, stronger, more alive than your years suggest. Most folks let life snuff out their flame. Responsibilities pile up like heavy stones. Routines become cages. Disappointments douse their dreams. They stop dreaming, stop chasing, stop believing in God's plan for them. But not you. God's given you a passion that burns brighter than any storm. You wake up with hunger, with drive, with a divine calling that refuses to settle for a dull, lifeless existence. That fire keeps you from aging like others do, keeps you radiant with His purpose. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 states, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." Well, God's calling you to trust Him, to let that fire lead you into His destiny for you. When someone has a purpose, God's purpose, it transforms them from the inside out. Ever notice how people with passion in their eyes glow with a light that seems otherworldly? They do because God's light shines through them, a beacon in a weary world. That inner fire radiates outward, warming everyone around them, keeping you moving, striving, alive in a way those who've given up simply aren't. A person with no passion, no drive, no divine purpose fades, their energy stagnates, their eyes lose their light, their body slows, not just from age, but from a heart that stopped living. But you've got something inside that refuses to die, a flame God Himself kindled. You've got dreams, goals, ambitions placed in you by the Creator, dreams that stretch beyond the horizon. You're still reaching, pushing, burning with life, fueled by His vision that keeps you young, vibrant, unstoppable. Think about those who seem older than they are, not from wrinkles or gray hair, but because they've settled, surrendered their spark. They've stopped chasing what sets their soul ablaze, stopped pursuing God's plan for something greater. They just exist, going through the motions, checking boxes, but there's no life in their spirit, no fire in their soul. That lack of passion ages them more than time ever could. It's a heavy weight, an unlived life that shows in their face, their posture, their energy, like a candle snuffed out too soon. But when you refuse to let go of your dreams, when you stay curious, hungry, excited about God's plan for what's ahead, you radiate something different, something divine. You stay youthful, alive, touched by His grace, walking in His purpose. Passion isn't about age, it's about mindset, about faith, about trusting God's call. You can be 20 and look tired, defeated, uninspired, your spirit dimmed by doubt, or you can be 60 and have that fire in your eyes, that energy that makes people stop and wonder, what's their secret? How do they burn so bright? The secret is God's purpose. He's drive burning within you. It's waking up every day with something to look forward to, something to fight for, something that makes your soul blaze with excitement, knowing you're walking in His will. That energy keeps your body strong, your spirit fresh, your presence magnetic, a living testimony to His power. Science backs this up. Studies show those with a sense of purpose, a mission they believe in, age slower. Their stress levels drop, their immune systems strengthen, their bodies function better, as if God's wired them to thrive when they're aligned with His plan. Why? Passion, God-given passion, fuels life. When you've got something to strive for, something that excites you, your body responds. It produces chemicals that keep your mind sharp, you're healthy, your spirit vibrant. That's why you don't just look younger, you are younger in spirit and energy, in the way you move through life under God's guidance, carrying His fire. What really makes a person old? It's not just time, it's stagnation, turning away from God's call to live fully. It's waking up without excitement, without something to chase, without that divine fire inside. That makes people age, shoulders slump, skin dulls, energy fades like a fire gone cold. They've got nothing that sparks them, nothing that pushes them forward in faith. But you've got fire, a holy flame. Something inside you, placed by God, won't let you just exist. You live. You move with passion, dream with intensity, chase life instead of letting it happen to you, all because you trust in His purpose that keeps you youthful in a way no anti-aging cream, no worldly fix could ever touch. People spend thousands chasing youth miracle serums, fancy treatments, desperate attempts to erase you in their skin. But the real secret, God's secret, is inside you. It's in how you refuse to let go of what sets your soul on fire, how you chase your dreams with the fervor of a child of God, how you get excited about life, believing the best is yet to come through His plan. That fire keeps you moving, glowing, looking younger than your age because you're not just counting years, you're making them count in His name, living every moment for His glory. You don't need permission to keep that fire burning, to keep chasing God's purpose. You don't need the world to understand why you're still striving, still hungry for life, still trusting in His plan. Just keep going, keep believing, keep pushing in God's strength. That energy, that unstoppable spirit is what makes you stand out, what makes people see youth in you, no matter the calendar. Youth isn't a number, it's a mindset, a divine gift from God. As long as you keep that fire alive, as long as you refuse to let life dull your passion, you'll radiate something different, something ageless, something powerful, a light that says, I'm alive in Him. So my friend, what's your name? What dream is God stirring in your heart today? What's one step you can take to fan that flame He's given you? There's something about you, something God crafted, something that radiates like a sunrise in a weary world. People can't pin it down, it's in your energy, your presence, the way you carry His light, but more than anything, it's in your smile. It's in how your face lights up like a beacon of hope, how your eyes shine with His joy, how your laughter carries the melody of His love. That's why you look younger than your years, why you defy the calendar. Life throws hard days, disappointments that sting, struggles that weigh heavy, storms that threaten to drown you. But you refuse to let them steal your joy, refuse to let life harden you, refuse to let it carve sorrow into your face. You choose to smile, to laugh, to keep your spirit light through God's grace, and that choice, that divine decision, keeps you looking, feeling, living younger than most could ever dream. John chapter 16, verse 33 declares, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Jesus Himself calls you to take heart, to smile through the storm, as He's already won the battle. A smile is more than expression, it's energy, it's life, it's God's light shining through you, a silent declaration, I choose joy, His joy. Joy is powerful, a divine force. It's not just about feeling happy, it's about creating an atmosphere, an energy that lifts you, those around you, and glorifies God. Ever notice how someone who smiles often seems more attractive, more magnetic, more alive, like they're carrying a piece of heaven? That's not just perception, it's God's truth, His design. Studies show smiling changes how people see you, more approachable, confident, youthful, a reflection of His love. But it's deeper than that, it's how your body responds to His joy. Smiling triggers feel-good chemicals, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, lowering stress, boosting immunity, keeping your skin glowing with the radiance of His peace. That's God's anti-aging secret, a gift He's woven into your very being. Most folks don't smile enough. They let stress take the wheel, let bitterness settle in their hearts, frown more than they laugh. Over time, it shows in the tension etched on their faces, the exhaustion clouding their eyes, the weight they carry in every step. A face that rarely smiles wears life's light wrinkles deepen, posture slumps, energy fades, not from age, but from expression, from a soul weighed down by negativity, far from God's light. The face reflects what the soul carries, and a soul burdened with negativity looks older than it should, drained of His joy. But you're different. You understand the power of joy, God's joy. Smiling isn't just about looking young, it's about staying young in mind, body, spirit, wrapped in His love, walking in His purpose. Think of the happiest people you know, the ones glowing with God's life, laughing rooms like a symphony, eyes sparkling like stars. They don't let life beat them down, don't hold grudges, don't carry tension in their faces. They let go, choose happy even when life's hard, because they trust God's promise. That choice keeps them youthful, light alive, a testament to His grace. Happiness isn't about what happens, it's about how you respond in faith, how you lean into God's goodness. Choosing to smile, to laugh, to focus on His blessings, that's how you stay young, no matter the calendar, no matter the storm. Smiling is a gift, a divine gift you give yourself and others, a reflection of God's love that changes everything. A genuine smile shifts a room's energy, turns bad days around, lightens a stranger's burden, spreads His light. That's joy's power. It multiplies, it radiates, it glorifies Him. When you carry that energy, when you move through life with a heart full of gratitude and a face reflecting God's light, people notice. They may not name it, but they see it, the light in you, the youth in your spirit, the joy of the Lord. That's why you look younger, because joy, God's joy, is a force, a holy radiance that shines outward, defying time. Science says smiling tricks your brain into happiness, God's design at work. Even when you don't feel like it, smiling sends signals to your brain, shifting your mood, releasing stress, relieving hormones, lowering blood pressure, strengthening immunity. Smiling is God's medicine, free, no creams, no treatments, just a choice to smile, laugh, embrace His joy in every way possible. That keeps your body young, mind sharp, presence magnetic, defying age with every grin, every chuckle, every moment you choose His light. Life isn't always easy. Some days smiling feels impossible, laughter a distant echo. That's when it matters most. When God's calling you to dig deep, to remember no storm lasts forever. His joy is yours to claim, even in darkness, even when the world feels heavy. Those who stay youthful, alive in spirit, refuse to let life steal their joy, they find reasons to smile, even when life gives every excuse not to. That's what keeps them from aging like others, keeps them glowing with His light. You've got that choice every day. Carry the weight of struggles, letting them carve lines into your face, tension into your body, or let go. Smile. Live in God's light. Choose joy consistently, and your face reflects your spirit. Your energy shifts. Your presence glows like a lighthouse. People wonder what's their secret. Why so young, vibrant, alive? It's simple. You've chosen God's joy, His gratitude, smiling over frowning. So keep smiling, keep laughing, keep moving with a heart light, a spirit free, a face reflecting His love. The secret to looking young isn't in a bottle, it's in how you live, in choosing His joy. A heart that smiles, that finds reasons to laugh, that embraces His beauty in every moment, that heart will always be young. What's your name, my friend? What's one thing you can smile about today, knowing God's holding you? Fear, it's a silent thief creeping in to steal time, dragging people down, chaining them from truly living in God's purpose. Most don't see it, but fear ages them more than anything. It's not just in the mind, it shows in the body, in wrinkles on foreheads, tension in shoulders, exhaustion in eyes. Fear drains life, saps vitality, dims the soul. But you're different, forged by God's courage. You don't let fear dictate your choices, your dreams, your path. That's why you look younger, because you're not weighed down by burdens that steal life. You move with confidence, with divine courage, with an energy that keeps your spirit alive, your face untouched by the stress that ages others. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9 confirms, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God commands you to be bold, to walk in His strength, to trust He's with you. Fear creates stress, and stress is a silent killer, flooding the body with cortisol, weakening immunity, speeding aging like a clock ticking too fast. But when you refuse to let fear rule, when you step forward in faith despite uncertainty, your body knows it, feels God's peace. Your heart beats stronger, your mind stays sharp, your face stays smooth, free from the constant tension of what ifs and worst case scenarios. That's the difference between those consumed by fear and those like you who rise above through God's power. It's not about having no fear, everyone feels it. It's about not living in it, about trusting God's plan over fear's lies. That choice unlocks freedom, God's freedom. The real secret to staying young. When you live free, you live fully, and your soul radiates through your skin, shining with His light. Think of those exhausted by life, faces etched with stories of worry, hesitation, regret. They feared change, judgment, failure, and it shows in their posture, their energy, the way they shuffle through the world. They hesitate, second guess, hold back, and that hesitation carves itself into their features, aging them beyond their years. But you step forward in God's strength, bold as a lion. You take risks, knowing fear's just an illusion, a whisper from the enemy trying to keep you small. That refusal to be controlled gives you a lightness, a boldness, a presence that's ageless, a reflection of his courage. People wonder, how do they do it? So vibrant, youthful, alive. It's simple. You live without fear, trusting God's path, walking in his purpose. Choosing courage over fear changes everything. You breathe differently. Your body relaxes. Your heart steadies. Your energy flows like a river. You don't walk with clenched fists or a tight jaw. Don't wake under the world's weight. You embrace life, trust yourself, move forward, even when the path's unclear, knowing God lights the way. That faith lifts you, elevates you, keeps stress from stealing years. Stress isn't just what happens, it's how you carry it. Carrying yourself with God's courage keeps you light. And lightness is youth, a gift from him. Fear's a prison too many stay locked inside, fearing rejection, failure, the unknown, staying stuck year after year, paralyzed by what might go wrong. That leads to regret, heavy, settling in bones, lining faces, dimming the glow of a life meant for God's glory. But you've chosen a different path, a divine path. You face fear head on, refusing to let it write your story, trusting God's promise to guide you. That gives you peace, his peace, the foundation of a youthful spirit, a peaceful heart, a peaceful mind. Those keep you young, feeling young, being young, wrapped in his love. Ever notice how fearless people glow, how they command attention not by being loud, but by owning themselves in God's truth? That's not just confidence, it's freedom. Freedom, fear from fear, doubt, the chains holding others back. That freedom makes them ageless, unstoppable, radiant with his light. When you stop fearing life, you start living it fully, boldly in his name. Your face reflects it, your body reflects it, your energy reflects it, a living testimony to his power. Fearless people look younger because fear's weight, they've laid it at God's feet, trusting him to carry it. You feel fear, everyone does, but you don't let it control you. You don't let it stop you from pursuing dreams, loving deeply, taking risks that make life worth living. That keeps you alive in ways most aren't, keeps you growing, evolving, moving forward in faith. Stagnation ages, hesitation drains, but your momentum, God's momentum, keeps you young. Fear whispers lies, not good enough, strong enough, capable enough. You don't listen, you listen to God's truth. His rewards come from stepping outside comfort zones, from trusting his plan. That fire, that faith, it's what people see, what makes you stand out, keeps you younger in every way. So my friend, what's your name? What fear is God calling you to conquer today? Step out, he's got you. Gratitude, it's more than a feeling, it's a force, a divine gift, a lens God gives you to see the world through his eyes. When you walk with gratitude, it shows in your eyes, sparkling with his hope. In your smile, radiant with his joy. In the way you carry his light like a lantern in the dark. People thankful for life lived differently. Move differently, radiate a rare lightness, joy, peace you can't fake. A reflection of God's love. That's why you look younger, because gratitude doesn't just change your mind, it changes your body, lifting the weight of stress, softening worry, sharp edges, filling your soul with an energy that keeps you alive, vibrant, whole. It's a secret many overlook, but it's God's gift that keeps you glowing when others fade, a testament to his provision. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 18 instructs, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." God calls you to give thanks, to live in his gratitude, to see his blessings in every moment. Gratitude heals, restores, renews. When you appreciate what you have, you stop chasing what you don't. Stop carrying the burden of lack, of not enough. That shift, that divine perspective makes all the difference. It's God's way of setting you free. Most live wanting more money, success, approval, love, chasing shadows that leave them restless, anxious, always feeling behind. But you've learned gratitude's power through God's grace. You wake up seeing his blessings, from the breath in your lungs to the sunrise outside your window. That frees you from the stress that ages others, from the constant ache of not enough. Your heart's full, overflowing with his provision. Your face is light, glowing with his peace. Your spirit is ageless, anchored in his love. Think of those exhausted, drained, worn by life, focused on what's missing, trapped in complaints. comparisons, frustration. It weighs them down, etches into their features, turns smiles to frowns, makes their energy heavy, like a soul disconnected from God's goodness. But when you live with gratitude, your energy's light, a reflection of His joy. You don't dwell on what went wrong, who hurt you, what you focus on, God's good. On what's working, what's beautiful, what's worth celebrating in His name. That mindset keeps you young, feeling young. Being young, it's a lifeline. God's lifeline, pulling you closer to Him. When you appreciate life, your body responds, science confirms it. Grateful people have lower stress, better sleep, stronger immunity, as if God designed your body to thrive in gratitude. Gratitude shifts you from survival to thriving, calms your nervous system, slows aging, gives a glow no product can replicate, a glow that comes from walking in His truth. People wonder, how do they stay youthful, at peace, alive? It's simple. You choose gratitude over stress every day, trusting God's provision, seeing His hand in every moment. Gratitude changes how you carry yourself in your walk, confident in His plan, in your talk filled with His praise, in your presence radiant with His love. Grateful people don't slouch under negativity's weight, they stand tall. Move with purpose, step forward with appreciation for every lesson, challenge, moment, knowing God's in it all. That's youth vitality. What makes people notice? A reflection of His glory. Gratitude's saying thank you, it's spirit of increase, God's spirit of appreciation, transforming how you live, how you shine. A grateful heart stays open, a beautiful thing, keeping you connected to people, experiences, God's joy. Many close their hearts as they age, growing bitter, guarded, blind to His good. That ages them, smiles turn to scowls, laughter to silence, spirits dim. But you refuse, they keep your heart open, spirit light, gratitude alive through God's grace. That keeps you young, a living testimony to His love. Ever notice how children glow, finding magic in simple things, a sunset, a butterfly, a kind word? That's gratitude, God's pure gift, untainted by the world. You've held on to that, seeing His good, appreciating little things, finding joy in the moment. That's why people see light in you, because you haven't let life harden you, haven't let disappointment steal your gratitude. That's the secret to looking young, being young, a divine state of being, rooted in His love. Life offers two choices. Focus on what's missing or what God's given. You've chosen a full life, seeing His good, counting blessings, moving with appreciation, not frustration. That shapes your attitude, energy, health, keeps your face from hardening, body from weakening, spirit from aging. Gratitude makes you live lighter, and lightness is youth, a gift from Him. So keep walking in God's gratitude, seeing life's beauty, appreciating moments, people, experiences. Gratitude isn't just feeling good, it's staying young, vibrant, alive in His presence. The years won't touch you when you live like that. What's your name, friend? What's one blessing God's given you today that you can thank Him for? Life offers two paths, comfort or growth. Most choose comfort, settling into routines that feel safe, avoiding challenges, clinging to the familiar, even when it no longer serves God's purpose. But you've chosen growth, His path of growth, a divine calling to become more than you ever imagined. You push past limits, step into the unknown, challenge yourself rather than stagnate, trusting God's plan to shape you. That keeps you young. Growth brings life, energy, keeps your mind sharp, spirit strong, body alive with His purpose. When you refuse to settle, refuse comfort's trap, you evolve, becoming a masterpiece of His design. That shows in your confidence, radiating His strength, in your presence, glowing with His light, in the fire that burns within you. People wonder, how do they keep that fire, that passion? It's simple. You never stop growing, never stopped answering God's call to become more. Philippians chapter 3 verse 14 proclaims, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. God calls you to press on, to grow in His purpose, to run toward His prize. Growth separates those who live from those who merely exist, those who thrive in His plan from those who fade in comfort's shadow. Comfort feels safe, but it's a silent killer where dreams die, potential fades, passion dulls. When you choose growth, you stay engaged with life, keep learning, challenging, stretching beyond limits you once thought unbreakable. All because you trust God's vision for you. That keeps you from being stuck, keeps you young, keeps you radiant with His purpose. Think of those old before their time, not from wrinkles, but from giving up, from turning away from God's call to more. They chose comfort, and they withered, energy dulled, curiosity faded, spark extinguished, like a plant starved of light. But you refused that. You knew growth was the only way to stay alive, to honor God's purpose. So you kept learning, kept stepping into discomfort, kept proving you're capable of more through His strength. You didn't just survive, you thrived, blossoming in His grace. Growth isn't easy. It demands effort, sacrifice, courage. It means facing failure, confronting fear, pushing through pain, trusting God through every step. But each time you grew stronger, wiser, more resilient in faith shaped by His hand. That shows in how you carry yourself, confident in His plan, in how you handle challenges, trusting His strength, in how you refuse to break, anchored in His love. Most let struggle age them. Let it carve weariness into their souls. But you let God shape you, refine you, empower you. That choice to rise, not retreat, keeps you younger, a living testament to His power. Your body follows your mind's patterns, choosing growth, setting goals, embracing new experiences in God's name keeps your brain young, spirit engaged, body responsive. Science confirms it. Those who challenge themselves age slower, brains stay sharp. Energy high, bodies don't break down fast. As if God designed you to thrive in growth. Growth fuels life, keeps your system from decay, mind from slowing, heart from jading, all because you're aligned with His purpose. People wonder how you keep that drive, that passion, that youthful energy that lights up a room. It's simple. You never stopped growing, never ignored God's call to evolve, to become more in Him. Comfort whispers, stay put, don't push, don't risk. But you know comfort's a trap, a slow death disguised as safety. Real life, God's life, happens outside your comfort zone, in His purpose. That's why you push. Keep growing, learning, evolving, refusing to be someone who stopped living years ago, stuck in the same place, thoughts, ways. You're here to grow, to shine His light, and that keeps you alive, young, thriving. Youth isn't just appearance, it's spirit, engagement with life, openness to becoming more in God. The oldest looking aren't always the most wrinkled. They're the ones who gave up on growth, stopped trying, stopped believing in their potential, stopped trusting God's plan. But you're different. You keep growing, stepping forward, saying yes to challenges that scare you, all in faith. That makes you young, alive, radiant. Ever met someone radiating life, energy so strong they seem ageless? That's choosing growth over comfort, God's growth. You don't get stuck. Don't let life pass by you. Stay in motion, evolving, hungry for more in His name. That hunger keeps you sharp, alive, younger, a reflection of His glory. Youth is momentum. Keep growing, and you never lose it. So keep choosing God's growth, challenge over ease, expansion over stagnation, courage over comfort. Every push, every new embrace, every refusal to settle keeps you young, vibrant, unstoppable. Growth isn't just success, it's staying fully alive in Him. When you're alive, the years can't touch you. What's your name? What's one way God's calling you to grow today, to step into His purpose? There's something about you, something God forged, something that sets you apart like a diamond in the rough, making people stop, stare, marvel. It's not just your look, not just how you carry yourself, it's deeper. It's your spirit, unbreakable, unstoppable, unshakable by God's design. Life's thrown storms, hurricanes of pain, torrents of loss, winds that tried to tear you down. But here you are standing tall, pushing forward, refusing to quit, anchored in His strength. That resilience, that divine power shows, it radiates from you, shines in your eyes like a fire that won't go out, lives in your walk, bold and unyielding in your refusal to be defeated. That's why you look younger. Your spirit's never grown old, never bowed to the weight of the world. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31 declares, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." God promises to renew your strength, to lift you higher when you hope in Him. Most let life wear them down, pain breaks them. Disappointment ages them, carving stories of defeat into their faces. You see it, the weight of all they've carried, regret, bitterness. A life not as planned. They lost their fight, their fire, their faith. But you didn't. You took the hits, felt the pain, walked through the fire, but you kept going, kept fighting, refused to be defined by what tried to destroy you. That strength keeps you alive, vibrant, younger, because it's not just time that ages people. It's defeat, giving up, letting life steal passion, belief, hope, God's promise. You see those crushed by life, tired, worn, not just physically, but spiritually, their energy gone, light dim like a lamp flickering out. But your light burns bright, your spirit fights on, glowing with a strength most don't understand. A strength born of God's love. People think, how do they keep that energy, that fire? It's simple. You never let life break you, never let go of God's promise to carry you through. It's not that you haven't struggled, haven't been knocked down, life's tested you, pushed you to the edge. But every time it tried to take something, you rose in God's strength, stronger, fiercer, more alive. Every time you faced darkness, you chose His light, refusing to let the past define your future, to let loss steal your joy. You took everything meant to break you and turned it into fuel, into fire, into a testimony of His power. That's why you carry yourself this way, why your energy's stronger, why you don't look like what you've been through. You refuse to let pain age you, hardship dull you, you let God refine you, shape you into His masterpiece. That resilience is rare, powerful, divine. You don't just exist, you thrive, blooming where God's planted you. Most shrink under pressure, let failure stop them, heartbreak close their hearts, fear halt risks. They wither, lose adventure, hunger, fight, their spirits dimming. But you don't run from hardship, don't let obstacles stop you. You embrace the battle, rise from struggle, keep moving, believing, growing in faith, trusting God's plan. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, a living example of His strength. Thriving people don't age like others, they don't stagnate, don't fade. They stay engaged, hungry, laughing, loving, living with God's passion. Passion's the secret to youth, His gift to you. It keeps your heart light, spirit strong, wakes you ready to fight another day, ready to shine His light. That's why people are drawn to you. Notice you, your energy. Your spirit's different, alive in a way most aren't, a reflection of His glory. It's easy to give up, let life make you bitter. But you chose differently, belief in yourself. Your future, God's promise that you'll rise no matter what. That faith keeps you young, strong, undefeated, soaring like an eagle. No matter how many years pass, people will wonder, ask, what's their secret? How do they keep that fire, that glow? It's not about the outside, it's inside, in your unbreakable spirit, your unstoppable fire. Time won't define you, you're stronger than years, struggles, anything that tried to break you. Hold that strength, refuse to let life steal your joy, purpose, fight, you'll never grow old. Never fade, never lose God's light. Youth is spirit, yours will never be broken, because it's rooted in Him. That, my friends, is the real secret, God's secret, His divine truth. It's not creams, surgeries, diets, it's you, the way you live. Love, carry God's fire in your soul, His light in your heart, His strength in your spirit. That's why you look younger, because you've chosen joy over bitterness, growth over comfort, gratitude over regret, all through His grace. You've refused to let life break you, fear control you, anything steal your passion for living, your faith in His plan. That choice, that unwavering trust in God keeps you vibrant, glowing, standing out in a world where too many have given up, where too many have let their light dim. So keep shining, keep believing, keep walking with God's strength, purpose, faith. The years will come, but they'll never define you, not when you're anchored in His love. You're unstoppable, unbreakable. And as long as you carry that divine fire, time will never dim who you are. Never touch the essence of your soul. Drop an amen. In the comments, declare God's truth over your life. Claim His victory for your journey. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, someone God's calling to rise, to shine, to live fully in Him. What's your name, my friend? What's one way you're going to shine His light today? Tell us, how's God moving in your life? What dream, what purpose, what fire is He stirring in you? Let's lift each other up, build a community of faith, of passion, of unstoppable spirits. Keep going, keep growing, keep shining. God's got you, and He's never letting go. God bless you now and always.